All right. Well, Jasmine, thank you so much for joining us today in one of our Synergy Mercy Works interviews here. And what I'd love for you to do, Jasmine, is just go ahead and introduce yourself. What are you studying? What are you doing now? And just just really what your experience has been with Synergy thus far.
Okay. Hi, my name is Jasmine Jones. I am a junior at Moyne College. I study psychology. At first, when I started Synergy, I was a nursing student. And because of the experience and the people that I was introduced to at the nursing place, the work site, I was able to see that that's not really what I was interested in. And immediately I was able to shift and get another experience that led me to psychology. And then right in the fall, after my first year of doing Synergy, I switched my major to psychology. And I have been doing it ever since. So,
Jasmine, that is so exceptional. I mean, that's amazing to hear because sometimes I think having those experiences, it definitely just shows you kind of not only what you don't want to do, but more importantly, what you do want to do. So that's amazing to hear about. Oh, awesome. So what about psychology's kind of interest to you? And ultimately, what would you like to do with life?
it interested me in the beginning. Like I was shadowing nurses and they weren't getting enough contact with the patients as much as I wanted to be. And then they had a psychologist there like for a day to work in on a patient, and I was able to shadow him, and me and him started talking, and I was like, you're way more involved in the patients. Like the nurses get involved, but it's like on like the healthy checklist balance. Like he was in there asking questions about like the child's mental state and stuff like that, and I was like, this is what I'm more interested in. And I just that's what drew me to, is that they were just a lot more deeper, and more on like, okay, not just physical health but also your mental health and how those two coincide. And that's what drew me in. What I want to do with it, I want to become a licensed counselor or get my LMSW. So I'm still trying to, figure it out. They ultimately are like leading to the same kind of working with patients one-on-one and more in depth. It's just a matter of which program I want to get into.
That is so exciting. I think that is phenomenal. And again, what blows me away is that it's kind of tied to that Synergy experience, which I think for you, it's very unique because you've been able to participate 2 years in a row. Is that correct?
Yeah.
And then you're about to do it again this upcoming summer. Is that correct?
Yes.
Awesome. Well, can you share your experience a little bit, how you even first heard of Synergy and kind of seeing your experience year one? And then also like even from the development to year two, what was how'd you hear about it and what was your experience like?
I heard about it from my sister. So my sister is Chantel. She did Synergy her junior year of college. And that summer I, wasn't really doing much. Being a freshman, like I just, okay, this semester's done. What do I do in the summertime? And she was like, I did this program and you should do it too this year. And so we signed up together, and she shadowed at Upstate or Crouse. No, she shadowed at Crouse. I shadowed at Upstate in the pizza department. And I every day we would see each other and we would work and talk, and I enjoyed it more and more. And honestly, I've developed a lot, like being in a program with where not only are you going to a work site and going to a job and shadowing people, but you're also meeting people on Fridays, Power Fridays, and they come in and they talk to you and they enlighten you, and you learn a lot. So I think I've definitely changed. My perspective has changed on so much, and like I'm more open-minded, and I've just mentally grew since like doing it since like the beginning, and then doing it in that second year. I mentally like grew my understanding of different things, and hearing people and coming in and they're talking about their experiences. I grew from that. So yeah.
Wow. And I think that's just amazing to hear, because even last year, so summer 2020, what was that like? I mean, obviously in the midst of the pandemic, COVID, did you feel it was still pretty impactful for you even during that time?
Oh, absolutely. I ended up doing a summer program called Building Men. It was a summer program for young boys, middle school ages. And I grew so much. I learned how to create a PowerPoint. I learned how to research videos and record myself and send it to like my supervisor. It was honestly difficult, but like I learned so much because I didn't have any experience. And because you're home, you know, like your boss kind of like depends on you. Okay, can you handle this? And he definitely gave a lot of encouragement, and he gave us a lot of support. But I had me and like two other students were in the program with the guy, Joe Horan, and we did an amazing job. We were exercising with the boys, we hung out with the boys, and it was really a good experience on how you can deal with young people in the midst of COVID, how to keep them entertained, how to keep them learning in the midst of COVID. I sure did not mind. I did not want to record myself and watch it like over and over again. But, you know, every time I messed up, I had to restart, and, you know, just learning the process of how much like the adults in these programs put in for the kids. I was able to see it from that perspective because I've always been a kid in the program, but I never was able, I learned like, okay, this is what this is throughout the adults' perspective, and doing this for the kids and caring about the kids and wanting them to learn. Definitely Power Fridays were on Zoom, definitely. We went for a hike in person. That was amazing. Yeah, it was pretty good.
Wow, I think that's so phenomenal that even in the midst of that, you were still able to have some of these experiences where you grew not only from the technological aspect of things, but like still that there was that opportunity and that the program was still able to help, you know, just grow you in that way and in so many different ways. So I know you mentioned a few, you know, things that you really enjoyed. Obviously, your internships have been so impactful before. And you mentioned Power Fridays. What are you looking forward to the most in this upcoming summer program?
I think just being in person, being with Miss Nadi, being with Alexis, just being in person, because over Zoom I was robbed of their quality time, and I honestly miss hugs and miss being around them, and Alexis's baby, and just being in the energy and, you know, making an impact in person. That hike where we all came together, that was amazing. We spent every Power Friday on Zoom, and then that final hike was just all of us just coming together in one big family. And I'm so excited to learn and grow more in person. So bad.
That's so great. And it's so true. The staff, you can tell like their heart is in it. They, you know, are very passionate about what they do. It's really meaningful a lot of the times in terms of just what they do to make this program such a success over the years. And so I'm so glad to hear how it's just impacted you just even personally and just helped to shape you not only just in your professional sense, but also in the personal sense as well. So what would you say to a student in the, you know, in the future that would be considering Synergy? What would you say to them if they're like kind of on the fence, not sure if they want to do it? What would you say to them?
I would tell them that they should absolutely do it. This is a great opportunity. They try to the best of their ability, match you up with your career. Like you are, a lot of people don't really get the opportunity to shadow. They just, you know, start college and what the interest in, if they want to be a doctor, okay, it sounds fun or it sounds interesting, but being able to actually experience it and shadow and walk around with day-to-day patients and your day-to-day doctor and different supervisors is a great opportunity. And especially in the midst of like COVID, when all of that had to like stop and you couldn't be in person, it's such a great opportunity that I would absolutely, like, if anyone was hesitating, I'd be the one to say, listen, I'm going to sign you up right now. There's no hesitation, because they try so badly. They try to match you up with exactly what you want to do. So you can know, okay, like for me, nursing, I shadowed nurses and it wasn't as much. I have never shadowed nurses before. And I said, okay, nursing is what I want to do. But shadowing it and just and saying you want to do it and then different from shadowing. And when you're actually there, you're on your feet, you're walking around, you're checking on patients, you're filing paperwork. Like being in that moment, being in that experience is definitely something that everyone should do.
Wise words for sure, because there's nothing like experience being such a great teacher. Absolutely.
Yes.
And so, Jasmine, what would you say, my last question to you is, what would you say to someone who's thinking about giving towards the program, thinking about becoming a sponsor or becoming a donor? I think what's really important for a lot of sponsors and donors is be able to see, what is it impactful what I'm giving? What is it doing in the lives of others? And so what would you say to a potential sponsor or donor who's thinking about giving to the program? And what would your words be?
I would absolutely say it's very impactful, especially to young people who, don't really have the opportunity, who don't have like doctors in their family or lawyers. And this is a great opportunity that this program needs to thrive. And if it's a donation, I think it's such a great opportunity for young people that everyone should give. No child no person goes into this program and just stays the same. Everyone always grows from the program. Everyone always, you either grow, personally or mentally, academically, it's always growth. So I would say definitely, because there's growth to be had, and, that money can go for an opportunity for somebody to be able to shadow and partake in something that they normally wouldn't on their own.
Jasmine, thank you so much. Those were such powerful message to share, for sure. And I just want to thank you so much for taking some time out of your very busy schedule to be able to meet with us and to just share your experience and just to encourage others to participate and to give. And I'm so excited about your future, and I think it's going to be incredibly bright. So I can't wait to hear about your experience this upcoming summer. I hope to interview you sometime in the future again.
Yes.
Awesome. Well, Jasmine, I will leave you to it. I'll leave you back to studying. So thank you so much again, and we'll catch you later.